Tidings, stranger. Greetings, traveler. Don't you just love cloudy weather? Better for the scales in the eyes during the day, and at night they drift over the moon like a warm bedsheet tucks in a child.
An optimist like myself. There are too few in this land.
So true. I was once a pessimist myself. Never thought there was anything but danger outside the swamps of Black Marsh. But my son, he lived his life by the code of the Wanderer. Now I too have succumbed to the wanderlust that is my namesake. Now I amble across Tamriel, so that I may get lost, and in doing so, discover all the wonders I never found.
I'm sorry for your loss.
You adventurers are so kind. It was a similar one who found my son's body and delivered the letter to me. The one I always feared to read.
Skyrim is colder than I've imagined.
But there's no
Even a
need
regular
for sorrow.
day here is colder than
I have
Frodo's winter.
already shed enough tears and broken enough bottles for all of Nirn.
What do you enjoy most about Skyrim?
It's difficult to choose, considering how much there is to love. I love trekking through the Pale, lapping my tail against beds of fresh snow. I love scaling the mountains of the Reach and looking down on the rivers and fords that give life to Lorcan's bones.
Where else have you visited?
I made the pilgrimage up the 7,000 steps and watched the sun as it drifted into sea, blazing the sky in layers of magma. I traversed through the fall forest and watched the opera of leaves as they were led across the stage by the autumn wind. And when I look upon it all, I feel nothing but warmth, even when people insist it's so cold. Skyrim was the one place my son had never been, which makes it all the more magical that we can see it together. Goodbye, and good wandering.
A sad time.
Is this place always so gloomy?
Yes, and I couldn't tell you why. My wife and I think there's some dark magic at work. Or perhaps Arkay's influence is strong here and he likes to keep it this way.
Who died?
Our daughter. Our little girl. She hadn't seen her 10th winter.
How did she die?
He ripped her apart, like a saber cat tears a deer. We barely found enough of her to bury.
Who did this?
Sinding. Came through as a laborer. Seemed like a decent man. He's stewing in the pit while we figure out what to do with him. If you've got the stomach to look at him. What could drive a man to do something like this? I just don't understand what kind of man does that. see a hound on the road? Fine, strong creature that's been wandering near town.
The guard at the gate mentioned the dog.
I asked the gate guards to look for him. I can't afford to chase him down, but could use a fierce, loyal beast to keep me company. If you were willing to retrieve him for me, I'd give you some fresh meat to attract him out on the road.
I could be convinced to catch him?
Oh. It's a smart man to demand something up front for his work. Some gold now, and some when I have my dog. Here's the meat.
Oh, hello there. What can I do for you? Blades, gauntlets, I can forge anything you need.
You look a little young to be a blacksmith.
I'm Lord's apprentice, although I've been his for less than a season. Before that, I was with Adriana Benici in Whiterun, and before that, Baron in Solitude.
The Flaming Eagle is the worst.
Why
threat to
all the
Tamriel,
different
and
stops?
I will
I'm
see
on
it
a sort of
extinguished.
pilgrimage. When I'm finished, my family expects me to return to Cyrodiil and take over the forge. My name's Isabel, by the way. Pleased to meet you.
You come from a family of blacksmiths?
Not just any family. Ever heard of the Starblood Forge? My family has been the caretaker of it for centuries. It was made not long after the Oblivion Crisis, and next to the old memorial and the hero statue, it's one of the most iconic landmarks in Kvatch. They say it was built atop a well of Daedric blood, and it's in that well that the weapons are cooled. Some even say that the forge itself is haunted, specifically with the soul of one of my ancestors.
How did that story come about?
Legend has it that when the Daedra invaded, she refused to leave her shop, smithing weapons for the townsfolk until the last man had fallen. That's why only those who share her blood can use the forge, and tradition that the firstborn daughter will be the one to inherit it. That would be me. It's an honor, I suppose.
You don't sound all that enthusiastic about inheriting the forge.
I know. Some people think it's the pressure, or the burden of carrying on the family name. But the truth is, it's the clients. It's not like the Skyforge here. If I took over the family business, I would be crafting swords for nobles. They would be decorative art pieces, locked away in display cases, or mounted over their beds. I would be an artist more than a blacksmith. There'd be no blood on my blades, no chinks in my armor. That's not what I want. I want to craft weapons for heroes. I want to forge weapons that will slay tyrants and craft armor that repels dragon fire.
I agree. Crafting swords for nobles is like writing books for mud crabs.
Politics is always
Oh, I wouldn't go that
disgusting
far.
me. I feel
I've met
sorry
some
that
pretty
my
smart mud
father had to
crabs,
get into the
but none were as sharp
nobles'
as you.
But at least he remembers his honor.
Didn't the old Marae Dominion conquer Kvatch in the Great War?
You know your history. Fact is, they took a lot of cities, Kvatch included. But my mother says they never would have held it. To hear her tell it, we would have taken Kvatch back, if not for the Concordant, and her blades would have killed a whole lot of Talmor. Still, the treaty did give us our home back, and if there's one thing the people of Kvatch know, it's how to rebuild. Until next time.
Come to gawk at the monster?
I hear you attacked a little girl.
Believe me, it wasn't anything I ever intended to do. I just lost control. I tried to tell them, but none of them believed me. It's all on account of this blasted ring.
What ring?
This is the Ring of Hersing. I was told it could let me control my transformations. Perhaps it used to, but I'll never know. Hersing didn't care for my taking it, and threw a curse on it. I put it on, and the changes just came to me. I could never guess when. It would be at the worst times. Like with the little girl.
What kind of transformations?
I don't suppose there's a point in keeping the secret if I'm going to die in here anyway. I'm sure you've heard of men who shift to beasts under the influence of the moons. I am one of them. A werewolf. It's my secret, and my shame. That's why I wanted the ring. It was said to give men like me control. Now, I may look like a man, but I still feel the animal inside of me as strong as ever.
Who is Hircine?
Do you not know the Daedric Lord of the Hunt? He revels in the chase, and also gave the gift of lycanthropy to mortals. A powerful force not to be crossed, as I learned too late.
Why did this make you attack the girl?
It's hilarious
I had
that
just
the
come into
Thalmor
Falkreath.
smear Talos'
They needed
name,
some help
yet
working
they
the
still
mill, and I thought
proudly use
that
the
would be
coins
something
that have
safe,
his face sculpted
something I could do. When I saw the little girl, I could feel it coming on. I could taste her. I needed to hunt, but this pitiful, limited body wasn't meant for hunting. Slow, no claws, weak, mashing teeth for chewing cud. I held in my rage as long as I could, but it boiled inside of me. She looked so fragile, helpless prey, and then I feel terrible about what happened, about what I did.
In some way or another.
It would probably be best for everyone if I just went away.
What will you do now?
I've been looking for a way to appease Hircine. There is a certain beast in these lands, large, majestic. It's said that Hircine will commune with whoever slays it. I tracked it into these woods, but then I had my accident with the child. I want to beg his forgiveness, give him back the ring. But while I'm stuck in here, the beast wanders free.
I'll take the ring to Hircine.
Oh my. You would do this for me? Here, take it. I don't want anything to do with this wretched thing anymore. Seek out the beast. He wanders these woods. Bring him down and, well, the Lord of the Hunt should smile on you. I wish you luck, but you leave here while I still have my skin. Should our paths cross again, I will remember your kindness. Farewell.
Someone new? Perhaps someone looking for me to mix something up for them? Don't let the shop's name frighten you away. I have plenty of reliable tonics and healing potions to sell.
Why name you store grave concoctions?
I know, it's a bit strange. Not exactly a name to bring comfort to the sick and ailing who come to buy a poultice or salve. But what you must understand about Falkreath is that our town is defined, for better or worse, by the large and ancient cemetery here. That's why the inn is called Dead Man's Drink, the farm is called Corpse Light Farm, and so on. I suppose it's sort of a running joke.
There aren't many red guards in Skyrim. What brought you here?
Well, my family back in Hammerfell didn't approve of my interest in lethal poisons and death in general, so I left and wandered north. When I found this town, with its huge cemetery, I felt right at home. I opened the shop, and I've never looked back. This is where I belong. I'll take my leave then.
Maven's going to kill me. It's just a matter of time. Ah! You scared me. For a second there I thought you were a hired thug.
No, just a regular one.
But you're not here to kill me, right? I mean, there's people out there who want just that.
Who is it that wants you dead?
I probably shouldn't say this, but it makes no difference now. It's Maven Blackbriar. Now you know why I'm so scared.
Why would the Blackbriars want to kill you?
I used to live in Riften and do odd jobs around town. One day I decided to ask Maven's daughter if she needs any help. It turns out she's an alchemist and needs someone to fetch her ingredients. Only the things she asked me to retrieve aren't worth the trouble. Giant's toes, Daedric hearts. How in Oblivion am I going to get those?
Is Maven's daughter why you're here gathering alchemy ingredients?
Yeah, I thought maybe if I made it up to her somehow, she might forgive me. But who am I kidding? Ingen might not care, but Maven's another story.
Why not just decline the girl's request?
That's the problem. I'm the one who'd asked her if she needed help. It's not just Ingen either. I have a habit of trying to please everyone, and doing all this work was driving me mad.
So what did you do to free yourself?
I came up with this idea. I couldn't stop asking people for work, but what if they stopped accepting my requests? If I could burn that bridge, ruin it in such a way that Ingen would hate me forever, then I'd never feel tempted to ask her if she needed help.
Burning your bridges could work, but it would have to be a spectacular fire.
I know. I had to get in the right frame of mind to do it. I had to guarantee Ingen would never talk to me ever again.
What did you do to burn that bridge?
I wrote her a letter, but it still wasn't nasty enough. Then I met this really angry guy, Puck, in Windhelm. I just scribbled down everything he said. All I had to do was change the name.
What happened to the letter?
Gave it to a courier about a day ago. It wasn't until she left that I realized my mistake. I've been on pins and needles ever since.
What if I track down this courier for you?
Really? But what are you going to do? Once a letter's been handed to a courier, you can't take it back.
Don't worry, I can be very persuasive when I need to be.
I don't know, that sounds like you're gonna kill her, but maybe just a good talker. I suppose I'll take any help at this point. A lot of travelers stop by Iverstead before going to Riften. Maybe you can head her off there. Oh, and
Someone
I forgot
new?
to mention
Perhaps
she's
someone
got blonde hair
looking
and
for me
blue
to mix
eyes.
something up for them?
I know that could describe anyone, but you don't see too many female couriers around here. So that...
I wish you would go to Cyrodiil with me someday.
You are exactly what I was looking for.
You were looking for me?
Yeah, I think you'll be just what I need. You see, my name is Barbas, and I have a problem I think you can help sort out.
So what could a dog need help with?
My master and I had a bit of a falling out. We got into an argument and it got rather heated. He's kicked me out until I find someone who can settle our disagreement. That's where you come in.
So you're a lost little puppy.
You're very funny. My master's Clavicus Vile, Daedric Prince of Wishes. As you can imagine, he's quite the important person.
Sounds easy enough. Let's go find him.
Thank you. Now, since he banished me, Vile's been rather weak. He can't manifest very far from one of his shrines. I know there's a cult that worships him at Hamar's Shane. We should be able to talk to him there. If this works out, I'll make sure you're rewarded. You just don't trust any offer he makes you, okay?
I love watching spells, but that's the closest I'd ever get to the art of magic. There was once, I dreamed that I was the wife of a new ruler of Tamriel, but before I could see his face, I woke up.
This is what we were born to do. Depressing. My whiskers are freezing up.
There are few structures in Tamriel that can rival the White Gold Tower. I hope this trip in Skyrim can surprise me. For the Empire! We've finished another battle.
This your idea of a good time, my friend?
Is someone there? Thought I heard something.
If I slip, don't laugh, please.
Over here.
You are target practice.
Face my justice!
I have killed tougher foes.
I can
than
take you. My father, the champion. Vampires resent. You're done plaguing this place.
is killing to be done.
Thought I heard something.
Your evil is what led to your downfall.
This is nothing.
You're done plaguing this place. This place gives me
Lord Vile, I have a request of you.
By all means, let's hear it. It's the least I could do since you already helped me grant one final wish for my last worshippers. They were suffering so from vampirism and begged me for a cure. Then you came and ended their misery. I couldn't have planned it better myself. So, what's your heart's desire? What kind of deal can we strike?
I'm just here to reunite you with Barbas.
Ah, that insufferable pup! Forget it! Request denied! No deal! I'm glad to be rid of him. Even if it does mean I'm stuck in this pitiful shrine in the back end of nowhere. Well, perhaps there is a way he could earn his place back at my side. Maybe. But no promises.
What's your offer?
There's an axe. An incredibly powerful axe. An axe powerful enough for me to have quite a bit of fun indeed. If you bring it to me, I'll grant you my boon. No strings attached, no messy surprises. At least not for you. As I recall, it's resting in Rhymerock Burrow. Barbas can lead you right to it. Little Mutt might even earn his place back at my side.
So what's the story behind the ruined axe?
One of Clavicus's little Jess, a wizard named Sebastian Lord, had a daughter who worshipped her scene.
Hiding under shadows.
When the daughter became a werewolf, it drove Sebastian over the edge. He couldn't stand to see his little girl take on such a bestial form. The wizard wished for the ability to end his daughter's curse. Clavicus gave him an axe.
I'm getting used to this now. The sharp rocks, the deadly traps, the stale air. It's not so bad. This place is not stable. That is quite a sight.
Magic should be used to make this world a better place, not to harm the innocents. These mages dishonor their talent.
What was that?
You will die.
What was that?
They are better off this way.
Fall beneath me.
Someone there.
Face my justice. For the Empire. You're done plaguing this place. Never should have come here. Fall beneath me. We've finished another battle.
What's wrong? You need to recharge.
For Cyrodiil! For Coral! For Cyrodiil! For the Empire's continuum! We've finished another battle. The evil magic users in Tamriel, the Thalmor, Daedra... These rogue mages, they've given magic a bad name.
here.
Skyrim is colder than I've imagined. Even a regular day here is colder than Coral's winter.
Magic abuser! Hurt if you had any skill. Your brainless existence is at an end.
We've finished another battle. For Cyrodiil!
The head cracked on that one.
Alduin Thuri. Alak Voljuk Tid Bohan.
hiccups have hit us since we started talking. If you need anything else, just ask. Doesn't it hurt when you do that soul-sucking thing? It does not look or smell natural.
I hate getting wet. Beneath me. The Flaming Eagle is the worst threat to Tamriel, and I will see it extinguished.
Something out there. There you are.
Your attack is meaningless.
They are no longer a problem. Maybe we should ready our weapons, just in case.
What is the purpose of freedom if it is without honor? Ugh, it rains again.
But I have to ask, why are you so cruel to your little girls?
You're right. It's none of your business. How about you keep your nose out of it?
You keep on
Greetings.
like you are. You'll end up with 2 daughters who hate you.
Ha! And what would a witless oaf like you know about raising children? I spend every day tending the fields, and what do my daughters do? Nothing! Complain and caterwaul, sleep and eat, useless!
My father, Meralki, manages the inn. He used to be a soldier, but he left that life behind.
If you need a meal or room, I've got both. I only take real coin here. No handouts and no bartering.
Heard any rumors lately?
People say there's someone in Riften that can change your face. Make you look completely different. Do you believe that?
I'd like to rent a room.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this way.
Looks like we're in for quite a harvest. We've had better luck with our
Let me know if
planting
there's
than any
anything
village
else
in
you
the
need.
whole.
Luck? I think it has more to do with the hard work.
Livia, tell me more about yourself.
What do you want to know?
Let's start with the most basic question. Where did you come from?
I came from Coral, where my family's seat of power is at. The wealthiest city of Cyrodiil, second only to the capital itself. I'm here in Skyrim due to my duty as a legionnaire, but right now I am on a break from my duties, so I can explore Skyrim on my own. This has been most fascinating. Ever since I was a little girl, I've always been enthralled by the ancient Nordic legends.
Horrell is the wealthiest city of Cyrodiil? Really?
Not just Cyrodiil, but all of the Empire. While the other cities such as Anvil and Cheydinhal declined and withered, Coral grew stronger. The economic success of my home was a miracle to many, but to those who made it happen, it was the fruit of hard work and careful planning. My father, Amulius, was among those who turned Coral from an ordinary town to a city that rivals the capital itself.
Does your family rule Horrell?
Not officially. While my parents are influential in Coral, House Vici rules the city, and my sister Cassandra is married to Coral's count. Count Vici is a decent man himself, but he does not know a thing about governing. Usually, he just defers political matters to my sister, the Countess. This has, of course, displeased the other members of the Vici family. Even if they aren't vocal about it, it is just known among everyone. My heart aches for my sister. She's only trying to help her husband and his family. But instead of gratitude, what she earned was distrust. Sometimes I wonder how our families manage to maintain their alliance. Perhaps the power of mutual interest exceeds that of bitter resentment.
A break from your duties? Why?
Apologies, but I don't really want to talk about this. For now, at least. Maybe later, after we've known each other more.
Why do you like Nordic legends?
Heroes with unmatched strength, whose wisdom and skill led them to victory. Patriots who defended their homeland, and kinsmen no matter the cost. Imagine a single man standing in a battlefield, torn by war machines and armies, against a whole army of snow elves. But he is unmoved by the thundering sound of their march, nor their cry for war and bloodshed. He stood ready, embracing a champion's death. He cleaves down dozens of elven invaders with his fallen comrade's battle axe until a strike from the enemy's general finally took him. And the man knew this moment would come when he dies protecting his homeland, when his ancestors and comrades welcome him to the feast in Sovngarde. This is why I adore Nordic legends. Honor, family, sacrifice, comradeship, the elements of the true heroes.
Who are your parents?
My mother was a princess of Daggerfall before the Blanchett Rebellion and a powerful sorceress. She chose to give up her land and titles after my father won the war for her, to marry him and follow him to Cyrodiil. As for my father, Amulius, he is the High Chancellor of the Elder Council and the 8th Champion of Cyrodiil. Now, don't be intimidated by these titles. Once you've heard them for as many times as I have, they sound only natural.
You're the daughter of the Chancellor?
If that should change your view about me, I hope you would simply see me as just another legionnaire who happens to come from the nobility. Bearing the Salvian name brings me both opportunities and risks, but that should never hinder me from pursuing honor. And if you give me any special treatment because of my family root, you are dishonoring me. I don't mean any aggression, just trying to straighten things with you beforehand.
Need something? Listen to me, stranger, and listen well. The Khajiit caravans are not to be trusted. Sanyon says betrayers shave their rear ends to resemble the Nord ones they are fond of licking. But Zajira, she is loyal to the Talmor. Her rear end is not shaved.
The Khajiit caravans are honest merchants.
That is what they want you to think. Then, when your back is turned, they are spreading lies about your mother. They are saying she raised a litter of skooma addicts. The saviors would never speak such treachery about Zajira.
Why do you consider the Talmor your savior?
Do you not know? They are the wielders of the dawn magics, ancient spells that brought the moons back to elsewhere and saved all of Tamriel.
Some say the Talmor knew when the moons would return.
Oh no, it was never a matter of when, but always a matter of how. The saviors uncovered the dawn magic, and many of us bore witness to its splendor. Zajira is forever grateful to her golden-skinned friends. Even now, they provide her with the skooma that keeps her close to the moons. May your road lead you to warm sands.
How can I help you?
My father, Meralki, manages the inn. He used to be a soldier, but he left that life behind. You look like you've seen your share of adventure. I envy you that. In fact, maybe you can help me with something.
What is it that you need?
I want to be an adventurer like you. My father says I can't. He says he needs me to stay here and work the farm. And even if he did let me be an adventurer, we couldn't afford to buy armor. His name is Meralki, and he's the innkeeper here. I hope you could change his mind.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you. I can't stand the thought of being trapped in this village for the rest of my days.
It's hilarious that the Thalmor smear Talos' name,
need a
yet
Merlot
they
room,
still
I've got
proudly
both.
use the coins that have his face
I'd like to
sculpted on.
talk to you about your son.
My son? Eric? What about him? Did something happen? Is he all right?
You should let your son choose the life he wants.
But the world is a dangerous place. Eric has no idea what he's getting himself into. What's more, he's got no armor. I'll have to save up the money for it.
You'd prefer your son to grow bitter and resent you?
I cannot deny the truth of what you say. Eric is all the family that I have left, but it's wrong to hold him back as I have. Don't tell Eric that I've changed my mind. I'll see about borrowing some money in Whiterun for his armor.
Did you have any luck talking to my father?
Your father changed his mind.
I can't thank you enough, friend. I hope you'll come back to Rorikstead soon and pay me a visit. Maybe we can swap stories about our adventures over a mug of ale at the inn.
How do you think I'm doing, Inigo?
I am honored you want my opinion.
Take your time.
Okay, here's what I know about you. You smell of filthy dragon parts today. You have some gold, but you could do with more. Spiders make you uneasy. I understand, they are not for everyone. All the more for me. You have never done time in a cell, unlike me. Your travels have taken you to a few interesting places, but much of Skyrim is still a mystery to you. You are essentially homeless right now. Let me think. Like me, you have no great talent for fighting with magic. You are healthy. Try to stay that way. When you open your mouth, you usually talk yourself into trouble, not out of it. You need to practice your manipulation techniques. You are strong, free, and single. Watching you fight one-handed is like watching a fish thrash around with an arrow through its eye. You will get better. You were saved from the executioner's axe by the very force that now threatens this land. You could be our only hope. No pressure. You have great fashion sense. Let's see. You use two-handed weapons from time to time, but they slow you down. With practice, I think you could remedy that. You are not into politics. More often than not, you are polite and sincere. You are becoming sneaky, but there is still a lot of room for improvement. You enjoy a book from time to time. Reading has increased your knowledge. What have I missed? Oh, you are quite the marksman. Still not a patch on me, of course, but very good nonetheless. Now, how do I conclude? You are destined for greatness, my friend. You are still fairly new to this adventuring thing, but you are getting more powerful every day. That is that. I hope you enjoyed my insight. Okay, talk to you later.
What is it?